Over decades in power, the Putin regime has mastered how to manipulate the emotions of Russians. To doubt the effectiveness, no need. Here is the interception of a telephone conversation between a Russian soldier and his mother. A man is scared and wants to run away from the front line, but mother is against it. Not so much her coldness as her argumentation is shocking.
You are working off a past life now. In a past life you had a betrayal of your homeland. In a past life it is in your map that you are now in the hot spot, because you had a betrayal of your homeland. To run away from your duty, if you already stepped in it, that's a serious violation. Interception of a telephone conversation.
This dialogue shows well that many Russians are exposed to Kremlin manipulation. A sense of shame is Putin's favorite trick.
The feeling that the Kremlin wanted to evoke is a feeling of duty that you owe because you are a citizen of Russia. No one cares whatever the person wanted it or not, people choose this war or not. A plan clear for the fact that there is some idea of Putin and people are just like cannon fodder.
And for those who do not want to die for Putin, the old Soviet propaganda trick, the board of shame. Here is one of them in the Stavropol Krai, 30 photos and more than 200 names of those who refuse to go to a war. The same situation is in Aleisk in Altai Krai. There, in 35th Motorized Rifle Brigade, 260 of the 3,500 military refused to fight in Ukraine. This is how the leadership wanted to motivate the soldiers.
There is a board of shame. It is located in the subdivisions. We have not placed it in the city yet, but we will definitely place it, believe me. Oleg Korotkevich, acting commander of the 41st Combined Arms Army.
The Kremlin applies the same tricks to mobilized men in Russia, presses on a feeling of duty. A special tool of suggestion and influence is the Russian Orthodox Church.
If someone is motivated by a feeling of duty, he goes to do what duty tells him to do. He sacrifices himself for others.
But in reality, there is no duty to the motherland or sacrifice. The Kremlin sends Russians to their death in a foreign country only for the imperial ambitions, and some are already beginning to understand it. Here is an epiphany from one of the Russian airborne units.
18 лет.
At the age of 18, I had to go to the army. I went to the army on these waves of our patriotism and everything else. I was brainwashed, like everyone else, that someone wants to destroy us.
After fighting in Ukraine, he fled from Russia to France. Already there, right at the airport, he tore up his passport and military ID, realizing how many years the Kremlin had deceived him.
No one is obliged to dictate how you act, how you live. You have the right to choose what to do yourself, with whom to communicate and what decision to make. If you are already at the front, there is no shame in surrendering.
Just like hiding from mobilization, to hide, to ignore summonses and charges.
If you are afraid that you will become a traitor to your homeland, okay, this fear is also understandable and it is objective. But why do you need that homeland where they tell you that you are bad because you don't want to go for us to kill? What value is it then in general? What is the value in a country where people's lives are worth nothing?
It is possible and necessary to resist Kremlin manipulation. It is necessary to understand who or what caused the emotions. Are these your own thoughts, or are they imposed by someone else? And for this, it is necessary to begin analyzing information from various sources, not only from Russian propagandists. Reported by Sergei Kulyas, Ksenia Barvinenko, UATV News.